Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply frame drop effect to a live camera preview in React Native's new architecture for Android using CameraX as well as Media 3 effect. So let's get started. So first I'll show you guys the output, what exactly I mean by that. So I'm not sure how good the output will be visible because I have recorded the output. I'll play the video where we need to first give the camera permission, and here you can see this is the live camera preview. I'm trying to move the camera, but here you can see the frames are dropping, so this is what is called the frame drop effect. I'll click on this capture button and it will capture the image and display it inside an image view over here. Now to be completely honest with you, like all the code which I have written with live camera preview using the button to capture the photo as well as the frame drop effect has been written using native code, so I will be using Kotlin for it, and I'm using React Native version 80, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. Also I'll quickly open my terminal because we need to run few commands as well. Okay, so I'll just copy this. So this is my React Native project. I have already created my React Native project, but you need to create your React Native project by running this command, and instead of demo you can write your own project name. I have written it as test app, and we don't anyways require CocoaPods because we are not doing it for iOS, we are only doing it for Android. Next, do not run this command. So here what they have done is that they are creating two folders. One is the specs folder and a second one is the web view folder, but in our case web view does not make sense, so instead of web view I have named it as my camera. We will be creating these folders manually, so don't worry about it. Now this name is very important. We have named it as my camera, so same name used will be used in lot other places as well. If you want you can name it differently as well, but do remember that name, as that name will be used in lot other places. So first what you need to do inside your React Native application is I'll just close out everything. Okay, here you can see I have this specs folder. Inside that I have so I have created the specs folder. Just create the specs folder inside the root of your React Native project, then go to Android app src main java com, and inside com you need to create this my camera folder. So like I said, you can name it differently, but you need to remember this name, as this name will be used in lot other places as well. So inside the specs folder, if you see, we need to create a TypeScript file. So here I have just named it as my camera native component.ts. Now the file name is also very important. It should be the same name what you of the folder which you have created inside the Android main folder, and it should contain the words native component, because with the help of this only React Native will able to find our file and do code generation later on when we run the code generation command. So here you can see the TypeScript file code. I have just copied it from this, but I have made few changes. Firstly, we don't require this prop, so I have removed it, and instead of on script loaded I have taken it as on image taken. So if you see over here, that's what I have done. Here also I have changed one thing. Instead of web view I have taken it as my camera, custom my camera, and I have changed the return type of this, so the result is of type string over here. Alright, next here we inside our package.json I have just copy pasted this particular bit of code. So if I come over here, you can see I have copy pasted this code, and here I have used my camera, here I have used rct my camera, and here I have used custom my camera as well. Okay, then we just run this command. So this command is missing from the documentation. Given that we have changed package.json file, it's recommended you run npm install command. Okay, once that is done, let's just scroll down, and here you need to then run cd android and then run this command as well. So let me just do cd android, and then I'll just copy this particular command, okay, and I'll paste it over here. So this will do code generation for us. Now in your case this might take a bit of time, but I have already ran this command, so it would be pretty quick for me. I don't know why it's taking so much time. Okay, so here you can see it is finished. Next, here we need to create this file, but in our case it will be react my camera right now, but we can't really copy code from this file because our implementation will be completely different. But before we write the implementation, we need to do few setup as well. So first we need to go to build.gradle. over here you need to add camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view. Then this camera media 3 effect is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, but if it does become stable, make sure you use the stable version. Then the media 3 effect library as well. Then just go to my camera, here create this file called react my camera. Sorry, one more thing, we need to add some permission. go to android manifest.xml, add this use feature of android camera hardware, then the camera permission as well as the write external storage permission. Then go to react my camera, and here you can see first we need to write our own package name. Now these are all the imports which are present, which we need to write. So feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Then here we have our first theme react context. Then we get hold of our camera preview view as well as image capture. Then here is our button, here is our preview view, here is our camera executor service, here is our process camera provider as well. Then here we have the back facing lens, here we get hold of our current activity. Then here we set layout params to our viewfinder. Then we just add our viewfinder to this call this method. So I will tell you why we are calling this method. Then we add our viewfinder to our parent view. Then here we set the text background color, text color as well as alpha to our button. Viewfinder is basically the camera preview. Okay, then here we set layout params as well. Then we add our button to our parent view. Then we add one click listener as well. Then here we override on attached window, and here we just check if we have the camera permission. If yes, then we call setup camera. Then here we call on detach from window, where we just shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Then this particular method I have just copy pasted it from the docs. So if you go to this URL, you will see an issue which has been open in the React Natives repo since past 8 years. So they have still not fixed this issue. That's why if you don't write this hack code, then you won't see your camera preview, you will just see a black screen. That's why we need to write this. You can learn more about it by going to this particular URL. Okay, then here we just call setup camera, where we get hold of our process camera provider. We add a listener as well. Then we call bind camera use case. So here we get the viewfinder width as well as height. Then we get the rotation as well. Then here we get hold of our camera provider. Then we do camera selector dot builder, get our required facing lens. Then here we define our aspect ratio strategy as well as resolution selector. Here we get hold of our preview view as well. Then here is we have our image capture. Then here we add our preview as well as image capture to our use case group builder. Here is our media 3 effect as well. Then here we pass the frame drop effect. Then we add the media 3 effect to our use case group builder. Now here you can play around with this value, but make sure like you might face some performance implications if you make the values too large. So it's up to you what you want to add this value. Then here we unbind our camera provider as well. We bind it to the life cycle. Then here we assign our new camera to our camera. We set the surface provider as well. Here we have the take photo method, where we pass our simple date format. Then here we have content values, for which we pass display name, mime type. If Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file options as well. Then here we do image capture dot take picture. Here we override this method, and here on image saved, we get the URI of the saved image. Okay, and we send it back to React Native side with the help of this particular method. We unbind our camera provider. Here I just have a method to check whether we have the required camera permission or not. Then here we have these two variables, tag as well as file name format. Now this particular thing is used to send data back to React Native side. Now this I have copy pasted it from the React Native documentation, if you see over here, but I have refactored it to our use case, so I don't have all this thing, and instead of on script loaded, we have this on image taken everywhere. So don't just blindly copy paste it, you have to make few changes as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Next we need to create this manager class as well. So here I have just created this react my camera manager.kt. Again I have simply copy pasted it all this code from documentation. Only thing I have changed the package name, and everywhere wherever it is written web view, I have refactored it to my camera. So everywhere I have refactored it to my camera over here. And here you can see I have also removed this particular react prop as well, so we don't require this particular prop. And here instead of on script loaded, we have this on image taken over here as well as over here. Okay, next let's here we just have this package file as well. So here I have just created this react my camera package. Now this again I have copy pasted it from documentation, but everywhere instead of web view we have just written my camera. So that's what I have done over here. Next inside of our main application, we need to add this particular bit of code. Just go to your main application.kt. you need to add an import like this, and you need to also add this particular bit of code. And then how to use it, you just need to go to app.tsx over here, and here I have added all these imports. Then here we have added the use state of image URL, one use state of camera permission, and here platform.os is equal to Android, and if platform.version is greater than 29. So here we have why we are checking whether the Android version is greater than equal to 10, because write external storage is not required from Android version 10. Okay, so here I have created one method, and depending on the Android version we are asking the required permissions, and once the permissions are granted we just change this state to true. Okay, and this particular method is called inside use effect. And here if image URI is not equal to empty, then we display the image using the image element, and if camera permission has been granted, then we display this my camera component as well, else we just display text saying camera permission not granted, and these are all the styles for it as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. Bye.